My name is Daniel Mercer. I took the Firewatch job because I wanted silence. Not peace, not nature. Silence. I just come out of a long, quiet breakup, the kind where nothing explodes, but everything slowly wears thin. Conversations turned short. Doors closed harder than they needed to. When I was offered a 6-week solo Firewatch assignment in a remote mountain district, I accepted before I could overthink it. One person, one tower. Radio check-ins twice a day. That sounded like relief. Tower 14 sat alone on a ridge surrounded by forest in every direction. No roads, no cabins, no signs of anyone else. Just trees layered into the distance until they blurred together. The helicopter dropped my supplies and lifted away in under 3 minutes. When the sound vanished, the silence felt heavy, like pressure building in my ears. The tower was old, metal stairs, wooden frame, a single room wrapped in windows. Someone had been there recently. The cot was made, the stove wiped clean, the radio aligned neatly on the desk. That's when I noticed the notebook. Not hidden, placed, dead center of the desk. The first line read, "If you're the new ranger, read this before nightfall." The entry was dated 3 years earlier. Inside were rules. No explanations, no warnings. 1. Close all windows and curtains by 10 p.m. 2. Lights off by 11 p.m. 3. At exactly 2 a.m., the radio may activate. Do not respond. 4. If you hear knocking, remain silent. 5. If a rule is broken, radio headquarters. If instructed, fire 2 shots into the air and wait inside. I laughed quietly. It felt like an initiation prank. Still, the handwriting was careful, controlled, like someone took their time writing every word. Before sunset, I radioed headquarters and mentioned the notebook. There was a pause long enough that I checked the signal. "That belonged to the last ranger," the dispatcher said. I asked if it was a joke. "No," she replied. "Just follow it." Her tone wasn't scared, it was practiced. The first night, I followed every rule. At exactly 2 a.m., the radio clicked on. Static. Then a man's voice. "Ranger, respond." Calm, strained, close. I stared at the radio until the transmission ended on its own. Nothing else happened. The second night, the voice returned. Closer this time. "I know you can hear me." I didn't respond. On the third night, the heat became unbearable. The tower trapped it like a box. Sweat soaked the cot. I convinced myself cracking a window for a second wouldn't matter. Cold air rushed in, sharp and wrong, not cool. Cold. I slammed it shut. 5 minutes later, something knocked on the door. Once, pause, twice, slow, careful. I stayed still until morning. After that, things escalated. Footsteps circled the tower after dark. Heavy, even. Always stopping just out of view. Sometimes I heard breathing, not rushed, patient. The radio began activating earlier each night. Sometimes it used different voices. A man asking for help, a woman crying. Once, my own voice saying my name. That's when I started keeping the issued service firearm beside the cot. I never aimed it at the door. I didn't think it would matter. On the 7th night, the radio said, "Daniel, headquarters says it's safe now. You can turn the lights back on." That's when I realized it was learning. The knocking returned every night after that. Always at 2:13 a.m., never urgent, never angry. Like it was waiting to be invited in. 2 weeks in, exhaustion broke me. I opened the window again. The knock came instantly, hard enough to shake the tower. Something slammed its weight against the wall. The structure groaned. Then whispering. Voices I recognized. My parents. Someone crying like a child. I broke down and radioed headquarters. They didn't ask questions. "Fire 2 shots," they said. I did. The forest went completely silent. No insects, no wind. Then the thing outside spoke again, copying my breathing perfectly. "Daniel," it said, "open the door." The handle twisted violently, wood bowed inward. Then a horn sounded in the distance. 3 short bursts. Relief had arrived. They escorted me out at sunrise. Tower 14 was closed. No report filed, no explanation given. As we left, one ranger said quietly, "It's been there longer than we have." I don't take isolated jobs anymore. I don't stay where rules come without explanations. Because forests don't echo like cities do. They listen. And sometimes they answer.